the decentralization is. So decentralization by definition is how to decentralize everything. Okay, so I have a single authority which has a power, and I want to delegate this power to other entities. So in order to give more transparency in our work and maybe to get better services, so decentralization came after an era of centralized system. So So the benefit of decentralization, we told you, it's all about transparency, better services for the community. I think the biggest example, and the most look at the Emirates of Dubai. At Emirates of Dubai, when they started, when the hype, the blockchain started, I think back in 2015 or before that, or 2008, I believe, okay, the government in Dubai, they decided, okay, let's explore the blockchain technology and let's have a theme for us. How to going to benefit out of the decentralization and the blockchain technology. And the main theme was happiness. And I believe everybody here in Dubai feel the happiness that we have. They know about the amount of services that we have here in the government, the transparency, easy to do business, the tourism sector is really thriving over here in Dubai. And I believe this is all because of that decentralization mentality that we have in our government. So decentralization actually it's solving a very critical problem which we inherit from the centralized system. So a centralized system, as you know, especially for the IT people, if you have your server in one place, you are vulnerable to attacks, denial of services. Later on, if you look at your services, if it's go down, look at the interruption that happen in the community and the services that you are going to connect to. So decentralization actually solves this problem across different sectors. So centralization solved this problem across different sectors. We are kind of talking about many things from science, science especially because I'm a man who came from the scientific background. And I think the best thing or the best example in science is what we call the ethos of science, which based on three main things, which is universalism, communism, and skepticism. So universalism, that we believe in science, that everyone in the society should have access, or not in the world have to have access to the global scientific research, which are going to benefit the universe. And we talk about socialism, which means that everyone in the community, no matter what is their belief, religion, or race, should have access to this type of science. And we are talking about skepticism. So skepticism actually all about the doubt that we have. So we need to doubt things, but at the same time we don't need to believe it, but we need to make sure that we authenticate everything that happens around us in the scientific research. So I believe this also, if we call about science and decentralization, this concept also came to us and when we talk about the money itself. So decentralization was shifted from the science domain to what we call the money. So decentralization and money, which is I think the biggest thing that we know about the decentralization of money, is the cryptocurrency of Bitcoin. So in Bitcoin technology, they're happening the decentralization through the blockchain technology, where all the information get verified by different nodes. We are not talking about central nodes, no. There's a different node that participate in the blockchain network, which help us to decentralize the concept of money. So for me, if I want to have a definition for the money, today I don't know how to define money, but I know that the money is something that you have, you take it somewhere, and you take something in return. Usually, money is centralized. It means that some authorities just decided that the money is money. Okay, but what is the actual value of it? Really, we don't know. So this is why usually when there is what you call not communities, but some sort of government failure, if there's a government failure, the value of the money itself doesn't mean thing at one of the time. So usually people during the wartime, they go back to the main, or what we call the basic decentralized things, which is the gold. So I believe the first decentralized money that happened in the world was gold. So gold is acceptable by everyone, by any community, that you don't need actually to prove to someone the value of the gold. So you take the gold, go to any community, and they will have an exchange value to it. So what gold really share with the blockchain technology and the Bitcoin, I think the best thing that we can talk about is the value of the gold. The same thing, it's the decentralization of the blockchain technology and the Bitcoin, what we believe in it. It is the, what we call the digital gold. So the digital gold is actually not come from thin air. It's a collaborative work from miners that help to supply the blockchain network with Bitcoins. So why Bitcoin matters? From my perspective, for community, especially for individual, which they want to do business with the outer international business and the cross-border transaction, Bitcoin has become one of the essential parts to do this business. Now, anyone in the world can actually start to mine Bitcoin or own Bitcoin and start to have any business relation with any part or other part of the world. Bitcoin is a distributed ledger. So what do you mean by distributed ledger? Distributed ledger that every transaction in the network, everything in the network is recorded in this distributed ledger. And this distributed ledger, it's a distributed ledger that happened that, like for example, if you are someone who's owning a Bitcoin, you mine this Bitcoin has a value in the network. When you have this value in the network, there's something missing over here. The global ledger. Yes, I was mentioning that the Bitcoin is the global ledger for everyone to participate in. It records all the transactions that happen in the network and provide value to everyone that participate in it. In Mining Gear, we have a great mission, which educate and facilitate and support individuals in their journey to harness the power of blockchain technology and contribute to the security and the growth. This is our mission in Mining Grid, that we are trying to adapt the Bitcoin technology either in UAE or globally. So participation in Mining Grid, it's very easy. That I told you that our mission is to have mass adoption for everyone. Mining Grid offer everyone opportunity to participate, not just in earning reward, but also to maintain the balance and security, and the continuity and security of the blockchain network. What we do in Mining Grid, we create miners. So what is the role of the miners? I told the role of miners is just to contribute to the blockchain network and maintain the security and the integrity of the whole network and the blockchain technology. So let's imagine the Bitcoin industry itself. The Bitcoin industry itself, if we talk about the power that it uses or harness for the blockchain network technology, it's around 594 exahash rate per second. So if we collaboratively look at the whole network of the computer system, telecommunication equipment, servers around the world, this all use a power which is less than the Bitcoin network itself. In terms of power, if we look at the power consumed by the blockchain network technology, we can see that in UAE we consume 128 terawatt per hour per year. For the Bitcoin network to keep everything running with the distributed ledger, we are utilizing 127 terahash per year. And for the gold mining, it is 131 terawatt per hour per year. So the Bitcoin daily reward for the last 24 hours, if we can calculate for the last 24 hours, there was 28 million that was distributed as a reward for the miners. So you can, and to access to this $28 million of rewards for miners, I think the only way and the easiest way to access to that is the Mining Race application. At the end, I would like really to thank you all for being here today. It's really my pleasure. أشكركم جميعا على حضوركم وإن شاء الله تريونا في البارت الثاني إن شاء الله معاكم.